Good afternoon, everybody. This is Luka Kenobi, and today we got another post that came up yesterday from That Park Place, and it's titled "Japanese YouTuber Explains Why the Japanese Are Calling Ubisoft to Immediately Discontinue the Creation of Assassin's Creed Shadows." So let's get into a dive on this so we don't waste any more time. Here we go. The Japanese YouTuber Shohei Kondo explained why the Japanese are calling Ubisoft to immediately discontinue their upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game. Thousands of Japanese players have signed a petition calling on Ubisoft to shut down game and have accused Ubisoft of insulting Japanese culture and history, which they claim and lead to racism in Asia. As translated by Google Machine Translation, the petition created by Shimizu Total states recently lack of historical accuracy and cultural respect has been a serious problem for the game developer. Ubisoft, which is scheduled to release Assassin's Creed Shadows, the game is based on the samurai of Japan, ignoring the fact that the samurai is the upper class of the samurai class and should be family or a person who serves you. It adds, in fact, William Adams, that is Murapodo, the first European to receive the title of samurai, was the one who served Tokugawa Ieyasu as the flag book for 250 stoning. The petition then declares, in such history, Ubisoft continues to misunderstand the essence and role of the samurai. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history and can lead to racism in Asia. It then calls on Ubisoft to stop developing the game. We call on Ubisoft to immediately discontinue the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows and show sincere research and respect for Japanese history and culture. As of writing, the petition has received over 89,000 signatures. In a recent upload to his YouTube channel, Kondo explains why Japanese players are signing the petition and taking issue with the game. Now, I've never watched this video yet, so let's take a look. Let's take a dive in this. Alright, we got a video. Let's see.
So I posted a video that I was talking about why a lot of Japanese are protesting new Assassin's Creed game. And I think the video was pretty successful to convey my idea. I got a lot of the comment supporting what a lot of Japanese are talking about. The video got more likes than official Japanese trailer of Assassin's Creed. And I really appreciate people who support us and showing understanding. It's really meaningful to us. But also I still get these comments saying it's just game or you don't know the meaning of historical fiction. Look this. This is interview from the Ubisoft, I think director for Xbox. We are showing real historical figures and a lot of events that happened during at that time. So you are not only playing in feudal Japan, but learning about this fantastic time period. That's not acceptable, since they have a lot of doing wrong stuff about describing Japan and a lot of misinformation. But they're saying you can learn about this fantastic time period. Learning about fantastic time period.
I am justice.
So I want to make it clear statement about the biggest point about this topic. We are protesting marketing DEI's historical distortion stemming from their disregard for Asians and their arrogance and discriminatory responses to protest from Japan. Instead of diversity, equality, what was it? Illusion. So in this video, I'm going to talk about their biggest attempt to distort history of Japan. That is the legendary samurai, they claim, Yasuke. But reality is, look this. These are all documents we can find about Yasuke. So I'm going to explain who Yasuke really was and what he really did. So the document here, Ietada's diary. So Ietada is samurai at the time, and that's his diary. So I'm gonna let AI read.
He was taken under the care of Nobunaga and given the name Yasuke. He was granted a residence and given personal items. From time to time, He was also entrusted with Nobunaga's tools and belongings, carrying them for him.
So it shows what he was doing to Nobunaga. And next one is Chronicles of Lord Nobunaga.
Lord Nobunaga provided support to a black man who was presented to him by missionaries. His skin was as black as ink, and he was about 1.82 meters tall. His name was Yasuke.
So in this case, support meaning fuchi. It might be a place to live, or people said short sword, or even just rice. And the next one is Jesuit Annual Reports of Japan. It's written by Portuguese missionary at the time. So some parts are not very comfortable to listen.
On the Monday following Easter, Nobunaga was in the capital. A commotion arose as many people wanted to see the black slave, leading to injuries and near fatalities from thrown stones. Observers speculated that showcasing the black slave for a fee could easily raise significant funds. Nobunaga invited him to his presence, causing quite a stir, and confirmed his skin colour was natural. Nobunaga's sons were also pleased, and Nobunaga's nephew, the commander in Osaka, rewarded him with 10 kanmon. The priest accompanied a black slave, and since no one in the capital had ever seen a black slave before, countless people came to see him. Nobunaga himself was amazed, confirming that his skin colour was natural and not painted, and stared at him. The man understood some Japanese, so Nobunaga talked with him endlessly. Impressed by his strength and some art skills, Nobunaga was very pleased, decided to protect him, and assigned guards to escort him around the city. Some rumoured that Nobunaga would make him a lord. The black slave given to Nobunaga by the visitor went to the residence of Nobunaga's heir after Nobunaga's death and fought for quite a long time. An Akechi retainer approached him and told him to surrender his sword without fear, so he handed it over. When the retainer asked Mitsuhide how to handle Yasuke, Mitsuhide replied, "The black slave is like an animal and knows nothing, and since he is not Japanese, do not kill him." Instead, he ordered, "Place him in the church of the Indian padre."
I really wish he hasn't said that, but so in this case, people say Indian Padre might be Nanzenji. There's a temple located in Kyoto. And this is all about Yasuke. This is all written text about Yasuke. And there's a painting about black man doing some small with the Japanese, but we are not sure if there's Yasuke or not. To be honest, I was really disappointed and felt really sad that when I found Yasuke wasn't samurai, you know? I believe most people are. But fact is, there's no document saying Yasuke was a samurai. There's no document. And some people saying Bushi, he was Bushi. I mean, Bushi means warrior. Bushi and samurai is different.
See, exactly that what people like me have been saying, dude. This guy was never a samurai. He was just like a helper. I mean, I don't know, man. But we know why they did that. They did that because they wanted to put out a message. They want to put out that message out there, man. And it's just wrong, dude. I've played only like the earlier Assassin's Creed games, but never like all of them. But I mean, if you play by its culture, it'll be fine. Pirates, Black Flag was good. It had black people in there, it had white people in there. It didn't matter. Because that's what they're during that time, that's what they had. You know? Greeks, Romans. You know, come on, man. Use their culture. I mean, if Assassin's Creed Shadows would have just went with their culture of Japanese Asians, that would have been fine. The game would have been probably a success. But they decided to put a black man in there, bro. And that's something that they should have never have done, bro. In my book. Let's finish this video real quick.
For some reasons in Wikipedia or Google Translation, if I type Bushi, it just goes to samurai. But they're different. Samurai is social class, and Bushi means just a warrior. But how that happened, how Yasuke became the legendary samurai. So there's a Japanese YouTuber talking about this, so I'm gonna just translate what he was saying.
It began with Wikipedia. A lot of the stuff you see on Twitter, YouTube, and online articles actually comes from Wikipedia, but a lot of that information was wrong. It all goes back to October 22, 2012. Someone added a sentence to Wikipedia that said, when Nobunaga was convinced that this person really had dark skin, he valued him highly, named him Yasuke, and kept him close. This sentence wasn't true and caused a lot of confusion. Then on June 14, 2013, someone changed the Wikipedia article again. It now said he was officially made a Bushido warrior and kept close. This change made people think that Yasuke had become a samurai, and that's how the legend of Yasuke, the Black Samurai, was born. The next day, on June 15, another line was added to the Wikipedia article. It said, Nobunaga liked Yasuke so much that he intended to make him a lord in the future. In just one day, Yasuke had been promoted to a future lord, but this was completely false. So, from 2012 to 2024, Yasuke was indeed considered a samurai on the internet. Then something interesting happened. On January 25, 2017, Thomas Lockley, an associate professor at Nihon University, published a book called Nobunaga and Yasuke. Later, on May 2, 2019, the same author released Ieyasu, the true story of the legendary African samurai. First foreign-born samurai, and his astonishing journey from Northeast Africa to the heights of Japanese society. This book was actually co-authored by Lockley and another writer. It's a 400-page novel, and most of it is fiction. Of course, it makes sense. There are probably only about 2 pages worth of material on Yasuke, so if you're asked to turn a minor character's life into a 400-page novel, you have to exaggerate a lot. And this heavily exaggerated novel ended up being perceived as fact outside of Japan. I think the strong influence of political correctness at the time played a role, but regardless of the reason at that moment, this embellished story was recognized as a historical fact around the world. You might think it's silly, but this story had a huge impact. In 2021, Yasuke was turned into a Netflix anime based on this fiction. It was even re-imported to Japan. Then recently, experts have seriously started asking, wait, who's Yasuke really? After investigating, they realized that Thomas Lockley was just making things up. And where did Thomas Lockley, who wrote the novel, learn about Yasuke? From none other than Wikipedia. He discovered Yasuke through Wikipedia and thought, what an interesting person. So it might be said that Wikipedia is the root cause of all this. Thus, through the combined efforts of the person who tampered with Wikipedia for 10 years, and Thomas Lockley, the legend of the Black Samurai was born without question.
This is how everything happened. And it looks like no one really thought about who Yasuke really was. I feel like just from the emerging from the written text, maybe he just wanted to live his life happy and then peace. You know? I imagine he are more artistic person than warriors. It's really sad. He ended up fighting for Nobunaga. But I'm really glad he didn't die for Nobunaga. Yeah, but that's my imagination. That's how I feel about Yasuke. And here is Assassin's Creed The Shadows. And the reason why they decided to use Yasuke as main character is that, according to their interview, we are first looking for someone who could be our samurai. In other words, someone who could become our eyes despite not being Japanese. He thinks Japanese samurai is not samurai. It's not your samurai. As I mentioned in previous video, when we protest about it. And then their response is basically, shut up, you are racist. This is really the great example of how the marketing DEI is actually destroying minority culture. Destroying. This should be stopped. Really, this should be stopped. And if you are Japanese watching this, and if you have a YouTube channel, please make a video in English. There's a lot of videos I'm talking about it. And I see a lot of comments and the conversation that's happening. I mean, otherwise, our history gonna be destroyed by this fake agenda. At least in Wikipedia, it's still saying samurai. And then I really don't think you can learn history of Japan playing this video game. They're calling it learning fantastic time period. I don't think so. So that's it. All right. That's everything I want to say. Thank you for watching. You have a great day. Bye.
Yeah, that's it. And I just subscribed to his channel, man. You know, this is, yeah. You know, and this is something that they gotta understand, bro. That Ubisoft has done was wrong. Ubisoft did it wrong, and it's not right. So, first he knows that Ubisoft was promoting the game as historical and points to an interview that game director Charles Bonnet conducted with Xbox Wire. Bonnet was asked, "This is a familiar setting for gamers. How does this game differentiate its take on the setting?" He responded, "We're at the end of Sengoku era, in a turning point of Japan history. Assassin's Creed is well known for its depiction of the history and the accurate recreation of the world, and it's what players can expect with Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're showing real historical figures such as Oda Nobunaga and a lot of events that happened during that time. So you're not only playing in feudal Japan, but you're learning about this fantastic time period. Also, we're giving the opportunity to players to live not just one, but the two best fantasies of Japan, the samurai and shinobi," he concluded. Yeah, and then, you know, after pointing this out, he listed off a number of reasons why he had other Japanese gamers are opposing the game. We are protesting marketing, DEI's historical distortion stemming from their disregard for Asians and their arrogance, and discriminatory response to protests from Japan. From there, he focuses his video on what he describes as the biggest attempt to destroy history, Japan, but that is the legendary samurai they claimed, Yasuke. Man, dude. He then brings up a number of historical documents and begins with a samurai's diary that mentions Yasuke. He uses the AI translation that states, yeah, and this guy who did the video, this guy that did the video and he mentioned here. So this goes to prove that this guy was never a fucking samurai, dude. The Netflix series, those book novels that went out there, this guy was never a samurai. Because I read it and there was not much of him being a samurai. So, I mean, this goes to show that what they're doing is just lying out of their asses. And this so-called author that did Yasuke read it off of Wikipedia, bro. Which is Wikipedia you cannot trust nowadays. So the article, if you want to find this article, you want to read more about it, it's called the Park Place. That Park Place. That's the webpage where you can find this. So that's gonna be it for now. So if you like this video, hit the like button, share this video, post a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts about this is. Do you think they're gonna still continue on bringing Assassin's Creed Shadows in, or do you think they're just gonna let it be, bro? All right. Well, let me know your thoughts, and if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button for me. All right, guys. See you guys later. Bye for now.